So with the recent reveal of Mega Hawlucha and the most recent Pokemon ZA trailer as of this recording, it got me thinking of another wrestling themed Pokemon, and that being Incineroar. If you didn't know, Incineroar is based off of the Japanese wrestler Tiger Mask. The role of Tiger Mask has been held by multiple wrestlers throughout the years, and Incineroar is themed after them. However, in Pokemon, it is classified as the heel Pokemon, which is a very funny double entendre because Incineroar's feet are tiny and it's very slow. So I just find that funny within itself. But in wrestling, the babyface wrestler or the face wrestler is often seen as the good guy, whereas the heel wrestler is the bad guy, the guy you boo for. So Incineroar in this case is a bad guy, which makes a lot of sense because it is a fire and dark type, and dark types are often associated with mischievous or villainous connections, such as being a thief, or in this case, being a villainous heel wrestler. So with that being said, if they continue the whole aspect of Mega Evolution into the future, presumably if he appears in Pokemon ZA or the Generation 10 games, I could see them playing up this super villain heel wrestler aspect of Incineroar in the future, because Incineroar, thanks to him being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and his various anime appearances, appears to be a very important character overall to the Pokemon franchise, in a similar vein to others like, say, Greninja or Charizard. And what has often been depicted in the Pokemon community for a while, as I've seen various fan arts of it, is that Incineroar and Hawlucha have a type of rivalry. This isn't confirmed in any way as far as I know in the canon of Pokemon the video game or Pokemon the anime, but it would be cool to see the two square off in their mega forms in the future. With that being said, too, this could also be a funny homage to the Sylvester and Tweety cartoons, because you would have a cat chasing after a bird, essentially. With that being said, too, as far as what Incineroar would look like once it obtains a Mega Evolution, I think it would look more so like Armored King from the fighting game series Tekken. Perhaps Incineroar will be adorned with spikes in the future, or wear a fur coat, which would be funny because it's a tiger, it already has a fur coat, so it would be wearing an additional fur coat on top of its fur coat. I just think that's humorous. But also, it could wear a mask, because much like Hawlucha, its face already kind of looks like a mask. So it'd be funny just to put a mask over its already mask designed face. But two, what I think would also be very interesting, and this hasn't been an ability in Pokemon yet, and unfortunately Pokemon ZA does not make use of abilities, but in Pokemon, there is an ability called Justified. What Justified does is that when a Pokemon has this ability, their attack increases by one stage when they are hit by a damaging move that is also Dark type. What is so interesting about this ability is that a lot of fighting type Pokemon have it, and said fighting type Pokemon have some sort of virtuous connotation attached to them, either within the canon of the games or the canon of the anime, such as Lucario, Gallade, Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, Keldeo. So, with that being said, what if Incineroar had the inverse of this ability? Perhaps it's called Injustice or Injustified or something to that effect, in which it combines Intimidate, which it has normally as a hidden ability, with the ability of it getting perhaps an attack and defense boost when it's hit by a fighting type attack. Because I can't imagine Incineroar changing type once it Mega Evolves, so it would remain Fire and Dark, but with this ability, it would, one, lower the attack stat of fighting Pokemon on the field with Intimidate, but then two, with this ability, it could now take those fighting type attacks because the fighting Pokemon is weakened, but then get a boost off of being hit with those fighting type attacks. Therefore, playing up the theatrical role of being this big super villain who's up against the heroic fighting type on the battlefield. So that's what I think Incineroar would be if it were ever to Mech Evolve. With that being said, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think and stay around.